Hello YouTube, this is Driver, and I'm going to be doing this video mainly as a response video slash how I normally check my round count, and this is more pertaining to the brand new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 game. And the starter pistol that you get is the X12, which is modeled after the Glock. Now I have a Glock 19 Gen 5, and this is my Glock 17 Gen 3, and this is my wife's Glock 19 Gen 3. Now, how I normally check my round count, let's say if I'm at the range or I'm just picking up the firearm just to make sure it's properly loaded, is, as you can see, that's fully loaded. And there's one loaded in there. Now, as you see there, I just checked it just like they did in the game. Again, with the additional slap there. Now, in the video game itself, he checks the load, makes sure it's fully loaded, slams in the magazine, and then does a check on the brass. And then has to hit it to make sure it's in battery. Now, to avoid the whole battery situation, what I normally do is that I check the load first, then drop the mag, inspect, and then reload. That way that while I'm checking the ammo itself, if I'm ever in a really intense situation and I need to check the load on my firearm, if I do this first, then all I'll have is one round on the gun. So I could be hitting my left arm, this goes tumbling down, and all I have left is one round on the gun. My personal barrel first. That way that if I have to use it again, I have one in addition to whatever is in the magazine. Now, regardless of whether I know that if there's additional rounds in the magazine, I still won't be caught most likely with my pants down. So if I check the barrel first, make sure that's in battery, and then I check the magazine, in my opinion, that works out a lot better. Now, with my wife's Glock 19, I'm also going to show you why I like to check the barrel first before I check the magazine. Now, I'm going to do it the reverse way, like it's done in, when you inspect your firearm, the X12 and Modern Warfare 2. So he checks the magazine, checks it, reloads it, checks the barrel, and then good tap on the rear just to make sure everything's seated in battery. Now, I'm not sure if you also noticed when I was checking the 17, but when I do that, the second round in the magazine is always pushed somewhat forward. Now, it's definitely up to debate whether this causes the second round to either jam or double feed or makes the round nosedive. What I like to do is that I like to check, again, going back to 17, I like to check the barrel first for, obvious reasons, like if I was in, I don't need to explain it again. So I check the barrel first, and then I check the magazine, and then I see that bullet there, I just give it a good gentle tap into alignment there. That way that I can always make sure that that second round is seated properly, because when you check the magazine first, and then do that, you could do that way, which I still think is a lot better than just checking the magazine, shoving that back in, and then checking the barrel. Which again, requires you to tap, and then that round is still somewhat pushing out. Now again, this could just be my brain going into Murphy's Law, but I do like, checking the barrel first. That way, like I said, it doesn't throw anything out of balance, and even if it does, I can fix that back into place without even thinking about it, and then I'm ready to go again. Now, I'm going to do the same thing here with my Glock 19 Gen 5. Check the magazine. Oh, see that? Now that's empty. Then I could go ahead and rack it like that, and then check the magazine after that, and then we're good to go. Now, obviously in reverse, check the magazine, and then, well, you know what? That wasn't fully loaded because that was 15. So, let's try that again. Check that, slam it forward, check the magazine. That is pushed in just a little bit, but not that much. So, just a good little tap there. So the way I check it, like I said, check that first. Check the magazine. All right. So because that's not fully loaded. That's 14 rounds. And that's 15 rounds. Now I'm going to try shoving the 15 rounder into my Glock 19 Gen 5 and see if that's an issue. That was corrected. Nope, still does the same thing. I have to push that back in. So again, and just like the X12 and Modern Warfare 2, check the check the barrel into place. Look at that second round there. So fully loaded magazine, it does that, but when you're dealing with loading the first round out of the 15 round magazine without a +1, doesn't really do that. Check. Doesn't really do that. So I will say, I mean, whatever you feel comfortable with, if that works out for you. Again, this just might be my Murphy Law brain going into worst case scenario, but I really don't think that it really matters how you check it, just as long as you make sure that you check your load even while you're on the range, or let's say you're at home and you just want to check it. I check my firearms nightly before bed. So I'm going to check that again with a Glock 17 chambered. So that's going to be 16. Oh, see that? Right there. So round's still there. So if I check the magazine like that, and then check the barrel, that round is still going to be pushed out. Versus checking it first, still going to be pushed out, but at least I can push that back into place and just make sure all the rounds are lined up as they should be. Now again, that's probably just me, but however it works out for you is just the safest way of how you operate your firearms. Well, that's about it for that one, guys. Hopefully that wasn't too long. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Stay safe and enjoy the fall. Take it easy.